enduring forever. The judgment of the Most High are true and righteous altogether. So whatever he does in judgment is true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. You can't get no better than this. He's letting you know no matter what riches you can get, his laws, following his laws, which are pure and righteous, is better than all of that. Just doing what's righteous in the eyes of the Most High. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. See? By the law, he says, thy servant warned. You warn what's right and what's wrong. And in keeping of them, keeping of the law, there is great reward. There's a great reward from the Most High, just by doing what he say do. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. So who can understand the errors, what you're doing wrong? The only way you know what you're doing wrong is to know what? The law. Right, the laws of the Most High. Who can cleanse thou, he said, cleanse thou me from secret faults. Your secret fault is something that you don't even know you're doing. That the Most High bring it out. That's why I said we got to do self-examination of ourselves. And don't be so high-minded that the Most High gonna smash your butt. Because you think, oh, I'm perfect. I don't know why, you see me as this way, or somebody doing this, or they doing this or that, or whatever. We gotta self-examine ourselves, tear ourselves apart. But you don't tear yourself apart where you just negative against yourself. You make sure that's humbling you. That's how you cleanse yourself. And you have, that's what say cleanse. He's asking for to be cleansed. King David is asking for being cleansed for secret faults. Things that he even know that he's off with. His thinking, his speech, his actions. Things you don't even know that you're doing. That's why we got to ask for forgiveness. For secret faults. And that brings about humility and a broken and contrite spirit. That we will not be high-minded. See? Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. See, let you know certain things, these sins will have dominion over you. They'll take over. Because we're in the worst time it ever was in the world right now. We under the most wicked in all the world. It tells us. So what we have to do, we got to fight against principalities in high places. Unseen principalities in high places that can go to anyone. That's how the Most High do it. Right? Didn't we just read what he do? Don't he create evil? So what you gonna do? He gonna go through them people. Just like he told Satan, hey, Satan told him, hey, he said, you can touch Job, everything he have, you can't touch his body. But what Satan say? Put forth thine hand. Put forth that left hand, Most High. And let me touch it. Let me deal with him. Ask him for permission. What the Most High do? Satan left and got into the minds of the Chaldeans, the Sabians, killed the servants, they stole all his livestock, stole all his wealth, taking all his wealth from him. Then had the tornado come and kill his children. Come on. That's the power of the Most High. These are examples that we have so that you can't be thinking that you all that. We ain't nothing as we ought to be. Because how Mashiach got to come back and show us 1,000 years of how to know the Most High. That the Most High could be all in all. For those that's going to learn of him and do what he tells us to do in his commandments and his laws, statute commandments, so that we can meet him. Flesh and blood can't meet the Most High. So I got 1,000 years to let that change. Verse 13 says, keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. See? David was always repentant, because he did transgress, you know? Bathsheba. Looked out there and seen her, so I want her. And he sinned, you know, had Uriah killed, her husband killed. That was King David. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Most High, my strength and my Redeemer. That's our power, man. Look at Deuteronomy 6. This is the first of all the commandments. This is the first of all the commandments. There's a difference between the first commandment and the first of all the commandments. There's a difference. Deuteronomy 6 and 4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. That's the first of all the commandments. Hear, O Israel, Shema Yashar'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayim Ahad. Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power. And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. That's the first commandment. There's a difference between the first of all the commandments, which is, Hear, O Israel, the Most High, our power is one power, and the first commandment, which comes back, thou shalt love thy power, the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. That's the first commandment. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart, in your mind. And the second commandment is in Leviticus 19 and 18. Well, 17 and 18. Leviticus 19, 17 and 18. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in no any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. And when we get into this, you're going to see that it's very important for these commandments. Look at Deuteronomy, the 10th chapter. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Yashar'Allah, Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee? But to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul. This is what he requires of us. To keep the commandments of the Most High, and his statutes, which I command thee this day, for thy good. Deuteronomy, go to Deuteronomy 30th chapter. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, like we're doing right now, right? Whither the Most High thy power have driven thee, because he told us in Deuteronomy 28:64, we ain't follow his laws, his commandments, he's going to scatter us among all these nations. And shall return unto the Most High thy power, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, that thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Most High thy power will turn thy captivity. That then the Most High thy power will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Most High thy power hath scattered thee. That's a condition. That's why we have to come back to the law, statutes, commandments, those that are going to be in the kingdom prepared for us. You hear what he said? We come back to his commandments, say, then the Most High thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations. He's going to return and gather us from all the nations, whither the Most High thy power hath scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, right here on this earth, from thence will the Most High thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. Go get my servants, go get my people. That's one of mine over there. You're amongst all these nations, and you look at you, just stick out like a bam, a sort of bam. That's one of mine over there. He said, will gather you, no matter where you are, among these other nations, in the four corners of the earth. He said, the Most High thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy fathers. I mean, you're going to have a whole lot of children. You see? And the Most High thy power will circumcise thine heart. He's going to circumcise our minds. And the heart of thy seed, that's the mind of our children. To love the Most High thy power with all thine heart, all of your mind, and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And the Most High thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. Yes, he's going to put all these curses upon our enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Come on now. You think it's not important to come back to the laws of the Most High? Most definitely. Listen, he said, verse 7, and the Most High thy power will put all these curses that we have to deal with upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Most High, and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. That's right. That's the good news.
That's great.
It's great, right? It's great news. I mean, that's why we have to come back to his commandments. Look at, go back to Matthew 5. Matthew the 5th chapter. I want to make something perfectly clear too. As far as Israel was concerned, because when we walk the earth during the time of a Mashiach Yahushua, see a lot of people, like I was asking y'all, who was the superpower of the earth during the time that Mashiach Yahushua walked on the earth, and it was the Romans. It was the Romans. They were the superpower of the earth at that time. That's who was, go back to Matthew the 5th chapter, and look at verse 23. So therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there remember that thy brother have ought against thee, when you go to pray, and remember that your brother have ought against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. Then come into prayer. That lets you know pertaining to how we're supposed to deal to keep the love and the unity of the brotherhood going. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him. That's your adversary, mean your enemies. If the cops stop you, you don't want to be so forceful against them, especially now as a young brother. You don't want to be, they say, oh, like that one guy, he just got shot in the back. I mean, he's running, he just shot him right there in front of everybody. See what I'm saying? You want to preserve your life. It says, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. You got to look at this. Look at, hold that, get Revelations, man. 2 and 10. Revelations 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. See? And we under the rule of the devil. So the devil will cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. That's why he's saying, he's giving us, I say it's a book of life. It's telling us what to do. You know, I mean, you're looking at Hamashiach Abishai's in the Edomite kingdom. But they were called Romans, the so-called Italian Caucasians. He's in their kingdom. We're in their kingdom. Esau's the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of that follow. So he's giving us, what he's saying here is still in effect for us today because we're in their kingdom. You see, as we scatter among these nations, they still everywhere. They everywhere. They're the superpower of earth. They police the earth. And he said, you can tell a country, we see you over here making nuclear bombs, you got nuclear power. Oh no, you can't do that. That's policing the earth. They determine who can do whatever, disasters happen, except for when it happened to us. They quickly drop rations to people. Earthquakes, what did they do to us in Louisiana?
Left us hanging.
Left us hanging, right? Literally, straight in, man, literally left us hanging. It was to put us in a dome in a dang on football stadium, people drinking, saving themselves, drinking toilet water and so forth. All the things that was happening there is beyond imagination. Say, verily it says, verse 26 of Matthew the 5th chapter, verily I say unto thee, thou shalt by no means come out thence. They cast you into prison till thou hast paid the utmost fine. And you know these people, man, they something else. You're going to pay one way or another, he's letting you know. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, have committed adultery with her already in his heart. Looking at a woman and lusting after her, you already committed adultery in your mind. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out. Stop looking, stop dealing with it, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if it says, if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. Whatever you touch and whatever you gotta have, don't do it. Refrain from it. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a bill of writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, committeth adultery. This is the proper cause, proper way that it has to be done. Again, ye have heard that it hath been said. When he said ye have heard that it hath been said, what are you talking about? In the New Testament? Old Testament, that's right. Again, ye have heard that it hath been said by them of old time, thou shalt not forswear thyself, but shalt perform unto the Most High thine oath. But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, which is the Most High stone. You say, God, I swear to God. They be saying, people be saying, I said, don't do that. That's wrong. It says, But I said to you, swear not at all.